going to tie a fly that I seen in Fly Fishing and Fly Tying, and it's the February 2018 issue. It's called the Brexit fly, and that's, as far as I know, it was invented by a guy called John Martin for fishing the river that I fish myself, which is the MOURNE Strudel. So it caught my eye for that reason, and I suppose current political goings on, it's topical at the time. So I have a black plastic tube here, roughly about an inch long, this section here, so we're going to be tying on roughly 3/4 of that or so. Now I'm going to put in a little butt section of silver oval. I'll tie that in and tie back to the bit that I'd flanged up with my inner tube in there, and come forward. I'll put on 3 or 4 wraps of that fine oval. Now we take that out of the way. Now, for a tail we're going to use this was red dyed squirrel. I'm going to take a bunch here. Holding the tips because I don't want the black bar to get misaligned. I'll hold that and then just flick out a lot of the rubbishy bits at the back of that. I'm going to go for a tail that's roughly 1.5 times the length of the body here. So take that down to about there, tie that in. Now there's other bits to go on this tail, so you notice I'm not going the whole way back here because squirrel doesn't compress very well, so if I go back there, put more bits on, I'm going to end up with a bit of bulk. So I'm going to tie stuff in and then go back on it. So in this tail there's a sort of a blue mirage-y kind of a flashy material. What I use here is a fine blue holographic. I'm going to lay on 2 strands on top there, the length of my red portion, and I'm going to fold that back and tie that in, but I'm going to trim off these bits a little bit longer than the previous 2. There's a white section in this which is unusual, but I suppose it works. The colours of this fly generally I would say would work for sort of freshish fish. So I'm going to use a little bit of white Arctic Runner for this. Pull out some of those fibres till I get a few of the longer yard hairs and a smallish bunch of the white shorter hair. So I want to save the length parts here, so I'm just going to grab it there and slide this portion out. I think there's too much there, so I'm going to split that bunch in two. And then I'm going to tie this on sort of longer than the red bunch that went before, just to give it a bit of taper. Now, the body of this fly is silver holographic tinsel, and you could use oval tinsel to rib that if you feel like. I'm going to use wire because I find that on tinsels like that ovals tend to slide about the place. So I'm just going to tie that in and then hold all back, and then we're going to wrap back to the butt. Our tie and silk back to the front, hopefully leaving a nice even underbody. Like that, you'll see the sort of nice little taper that I get to the tail, with making the white a little bit longer. Now, body, silver holographic tinsel. I'm going to take a strand here. That in. Now what I'm going to do is wrap backwards to create an underbody of silver tinsel. Get to the back here, I'm just going to try and make sure that my last turn is right at the butt, and then I'm going to start to go forward again. Now, because we've wrapped backwards, it means that if there's any gaps as we go forward, all you'll see is silver tinsel from underneath, so you won't actually see, or shouldn't actually see, any gaps. Tie that in, fold back. So we should have a relatively smooth and even silver holographic body. And then we'll take our wire, travel forward. With the wire, it means that you can sort of dig it into the tinsel a little bit, or the tinsel body, and it should be less prone to sliding. You get to the front, you get a wrap across that, and then twist it to have it laying forwards. And then if you take wire, rather than cutting wire and wrecking your scissors, just rock it back and forward and it will split off. So, I'm just going to put a bit of a run of super glue onto the tie-in thread there, and then just this junction between the two tubings. I'm going to wrap over with that just to hopefully let it stop it from slipping, give me a little bit of a taper to tie on. So now, the wing portion is blue squirrel with a pearl mirage crinkle. Right, so we're going to put in a bit of pearl crinkle mirage in the wing. I'm taking a strand, I've doubled it over, I'm going to match up the two tips and lay that in on top of the shank. Get them lined up on top, and then I'm going to fold that back over and wrap that back to the rear section of our tie-in silk there. Now these ones I'm going to cut off longer than the two went underneath. I'm going to cut them off at the length of the back of the tubing. Now for the wing we're going to use a squirrel dyed blue. I'm going to take a portion of that there and pull it out to the side, trim that off. You can put that in a hair stacker if you want, but you'll end up with quite an unnatural sort of block end. I'm just going to measure that up for length. I'm going to go a little bit beyond the back of my tubing, swap hands and trim that to length. I'm going to add a very slight little dab of super glue just on the point of that, and then before it dries I'll get that tight on the top. A little bit of glue on the tying thread. Wrap back over that, and that should make all that very secure, because squirrel is something that likes to pull out. So 2 hackles, one blue, one yellow. So it's going to take a blue sort of saddle hackle here, dyed a sort of dark royal sort of blue. I'm doubling that hackle over. Nip out, find my tip. Doubling hackles is covered in one of my technique videos. So tie that in by its tip, fold it back and tie over it. And then we're going to wrap that hackle on, maybe 2-3 turns or so of that, just depends what it looks like as it goes on. Fold it back, tie over it. That's the blue hackle portion. So next we're going to put on a yellow hackle. This time I'm going to go for a softer hackle because it will sit in better shape-wise when we go to put in a comb. So again, I'm going to double that hackle. Wax, because we're coming down a slope here and it's going to have a tendency to slip. So I'm just preening the hackle fibres as I go, stroking them back. Tie that in. eyes, red jungle cock, or well, jungle cock dyed red. Take one feather from either side of our tape. I'm going to put those side by side, and then when I have the tips matched, then I can sort of stroke the fibres that we're going to trim off backwards and end up with two. Hopefully evenly matched feathers. This one has a couple of fibres sticking out, so I'm going to just repair that. So I'm going to take a little bit of Sally Hansen Hard's Nails, put a dab of that on it, and then just slide that over and over through my finger and thumb, and as it starts to dry it'll weld it together. I'm going to put these on the fly, not exactly on the side, slightly above the midline. Set this one on, match it up for length, flip it over. I'm holding it on with this finger in position while wrap that on, and then you should be able to see we've got our two jungle cock on a nice V. Now I'm going to fold back these ends. Just makes it more secure. Trim off the waste ends of the jungle cock. Trim off our tie and silk. Now I'm putting a run of super glue just around that on the head, and then we're going to take a red cone, or a fluorescent red cone in this case, and push that back onto that. So, to finish fly, we slide it off the tube holder, trim off our inner tube, and hold the fly vertical, and then flame the inner tube, and it'll settle down then and should make you a nice neat head. And that is John Martin's Brexit fly.